Out of all my years on YouTube, I still have zero clue how to start these or what I'm even doing. So hands up, who knows Enigma?
I do.
Skylanders was a wildly successful Toys to Life game that lasted 6 entries, 1 show, and 1 whole Donkey Kong. It basically made the Toys to Life genre single-handedly and ruined the pockets of every parent within a 300-mile radius of a Walmart. Now, if you don't know what Toys to Life is, somehow, just know it's the thing that EA stole their business model off of. Our adventure, Spyro's adventure, one could say, starts with the release of the first Skylanders game in 2011, only 10 years and 32 days after Jay Schlatt's favorite holiday. I'll let you decide the bigger history-changing event. Spyro's adventure was originally made as a way to try and bring Spyro back from his cold grave, and it did so good that they only put him in 3 of the 6 games. The story was simple. These sillies live in the Skylands with a giant Thunderdome called the Core of Light, and they're ruled by this old guy named Eon. All was well until Invader Sim shows up with your local Fortnite skin to absolutely fuck shit up. In the process, they blast the Skylanders so that they Skyland in our world, and we find them, but they say that I'm the Portal Master. So it's my job to put the little guys on the transportation device and bring them back to their world for just a little bit so they can save the Skylands, because stopping worldly conflict is just as effective over the phone.
Hello? Hitler?
We gotta basically just bring back the Core of Light by going through the levels and getting the parts, and I have like 2 memories of this game, and those are my mom helping me beat the game because I was like fucking 3 and I had no real brain. And the games were like piss easy. The second one is calling this head right here Greek yogurt, because I actually don't know why I did that. So after beating Chaos and restoring the Core of Light, we saved the Skylands, and that's it. To me, while the appeal of the game was there, I was way more attracted to the allure of collecting all the figures, which you'll soon see it was a complete mistake. You see, the starter pack came with 3 Skylanders, Spyro, Gilgrunt, and Trigger Happy, and from there you could go out and get 29 others, and well, some of these were cool in concept. The execution was, I don't know, they look like somebody's has-been hotel OC. Only a brave person could hold this up and go,
Yeah!
There were 8 elements: magic, water, tech, air, undead, earth, fire, and leaf. I don't know, Activision must have really liked salad.
This was my sexual awakening.
And this was my first time being betrayed.
I don't wanna be here. Britney's house.
Well, I don't think I need to introduce these guys. Y'all have been on the internet. So, FGTV. They are a very notorious kids content farm gaming channel that serves slop to the 4th graders when they run out of Sigma Trollface edits and are waiting for the new episode of Skibbity Toilet. But very few people know that they started humbly with videos on a channel called Skylander Boy And Girl from back in the days when I was a tiny mush-brained baby. It followed Mike, the boy, and Lexi, the girl, as well as their dad and sometimes their mom. This face is burnt into my mind. They made videos where they went out and hunted for Skylanders, skits with this one guy who just lives rent-free in my brain, Dallas the Pizza Man. Dude, every time he would pop up, my ass would be clapping in the theater like I just witnessed Peak.
Probably because I did.
And most importantly, music. No, not Granny's house, as amazing as that is. The Louvre better update their collection before I go apeshit and eat the Eiffel Tower. I have almost this entire Magnazone song down by heart. However, during the days of Swap Force, another boy was added to the equation, because Skylanders also makes me want to fuck my wife. This is Chase, and with his introduction we got 2 new channels. Doe Much Fun, where the dad and Chase would make videos. The one I remember most was the gummy worm one, and let me tell you, this death hurt so much more than watching Ace die in Luffy's arms. I felt his life leave the room. And the second channel was something that would haunt my memories forever. staining the once clean reputation they had in my mind. FGTV. Now, it wasn't quite as bad as it is now, but that would soon change, as you will see. A canon event would occur. Before that happened, though, they made just nice little family vlogs. Like one where they made Chase absolutely tweak the fuck out by telling him they ate his Halloween candy. I remember watching this one the day after Halloween one year, and I hid my candy so fast it looked like King Crimson possessed me there for a second. But I don't know why I did that, because let me tell you, my parents did not care. They were very busy fueling a very important alcohol addiction. All was well for FGTV. They moved into an SML-style super mansion and kept collecting until one day, towards the end of Skylander's life, they had another kid. I don't remember his name because at this point I stopped watching, but he was born as Skylanders die, so I know where their soul came from. Eventually, Skylanders was killed, and so was Skylander Boy and Girl's career. Honestly, it's really sad looking back because I grew up on this shit, and now they just make Garten of Band gameplays with the younger members because the other ones have actual lives. And I can't blame them.
No, they don't.
Honestly, I'd love to make a whole other video about their history because it's something I'm incredibly nostalgic for, and I would just love to yap about it for a while. I just have one message to the FG family before I end this segment.
Next time you get a vlog paycheck, remember whose massive grave your house sits on.
But who really needs all that stuff about changing content? I mean, it's a very natural thing for YouTubers to do. What isn't natural is... Now, I have more to say about Giants because compared to my sibling and the other games, I have more nostalgia for this one, and I actually remember how this one got in my house. I remember very vividly waking up on Christmas to see the starter set sitting between two tiny recliners for me and my sibling as a shared gift, because Christmas used to be fun. Now it's just a chance for me to ask for V1 body pillows with Minos alongside gambling shit, because that's just a personality trait. I think Giants is the best game, honestly. It just seems so solid from what my brain is telling me to remember from 10 years ago. Now, as you will see, each Skylanders game after the first has some new shake-up to make it different from the last. With Giants, it's just making the guys bigger. Oh yeah, and Invader Zim go Evangelion mode and pilot a giant robot. That's not important. That's not important.
You can see, I am awesome! Of course I was always awesome.
The story is that following the first game, we restored the Core of Light, and now the Skylands is safe as we banish chaos to Earth. But because he is somehow a portal master, he unfreezes and returns to Skylands. Now, this brings up an insane question to me. Eon is a portal master in the Skylands, correct? And if you have seen the Netflix show, you would know that Eon is Chaos's dad, who is also a portal master, as I just said. But I'm also a portal master, and though I have the name of a god, I still bleed like a man. Coupled with the fact that everyone who picked up these games and played them is also a portal master, does that mean Eon is human? Is Skylanders an isekai? And is Chaos's mom also a human? Or is she someone like the Golden Queen? Is Chaos a human hybrid? What sarcophagus did I just open? Well, I guess in retrospect, this is a whole genre of anime that would kill in the isekai fandom. The normal ones, anyway. I'm looking in the direction of 75% of isekais that are like some shit like my wife turned into an elementary school student. Real manga, real anime, and since I had to know this, so do you. You are now cursed with the knowledge of Epstein's watch later list. Anyway, so we return to the Skylands, and Eon tells us that he has sought us out as we have found a giant. One of the first Skylanders. Eon tells us about the main villains and a war that was waged between them and the giants. These giant robots are called Archeans, and the army grew and spread so fast that the giants needed to take out the king, who controlled them with this, the Fist of Arcus. After that, the robots went dormant without a king. However, at the same time as the fist coming off, some magic bullshit caused the giants to go missing. Now, this next part has me wondering two things. One, the giants were apparently MIA for 10,000 fucking years? Dude, they live to see so many things on Earth. Do you ever think about how long ago that was? Like, an ancient human probably found T-Rex in the Stone Age and had no idea what to do with him, so he just blinked, and all of a sudden, he's getting put on a shelf by Genghis Khan, saying some shit like, damn, we ain't know what an NFC chip is, but fuck it, we ball. The second thing is, Eon says he was in charge of the Skylanders until he died in the explosion of the Core of Light. Did I not say that? Okay, well, Eon is dead. Now the question is, was he alive that long? Is Eon Emperor Bellows? Bro just up there sucking up Pop Fizz's life force like... Anyway, side tangent aside, we found one, a real one. And now we gotta save the Skylands again, because trusting kids to save your realm is just a normal Tuesday in this world. Also, really funny, quick side note, while I was trying to find out how to spell Archeans, because that's not a word in the English dictionary that I recognize, I look up who the main villains of Giants were, and it gives me this like little blurb talking about all the enemies, and then I look up who the main villain is, because Google has those little autocomplete results, and it starts talking about some dreaded pirate called Captain Freightbeard. Who the fuck is Captain Freight?
Hey guys, it's me again, your best friend, Editing Apollo. Now this is something fucking crazy. I'm not gonna put some benign gameplay over this. I'm just gonna show my face because I need to look you in the eye whenever I say this. So, I'm trying to make the shitty title card for the Giants section because I'm editing that while my sibling is working on the previous segment, the Skylander Boy And Girl segment. And this is another note pertaining to Captain Freightbeard, who you just heard about in the Giants segment. So this is fucking so I tried to look up Captain Freightbeard to put him on the fucking card because I think it would be hilarious. I thought it would be funny. Tell me why Top Man Warcury from One Piece is one of only 12 images that comes up. Where am I? So Captain Flynn and Callie go out to find a hermit in the mountains who said they saw something. This is told to us by Hugo, who are all characters I forgot to mention from the first game because I remember nothing from this dude. I don't remember what they were supposed to be, honestly, but missed opportunity to make Hugo playable. So we head out, and eventually we meet some new guys, and in the process of doing this, we find the best boss in not only Skylander history, but probably gaming history as well. Drillbot. Bro tries to kill us while dropping some heat, and it makes me giggle and twirl my hair when he talks about how much he wants to kill me.
This Drillbot is on the scene. I'm looking forward and back with a rubble attack, 'cause you're messing with the wrong machine.
Eventually, while we're doing all of this, Chaos finds the Fist of Arcus, and finally becomes that Evangelion pilot that I talked about earlier in this segment. And with this Fist of Arcus, he raises the dormant robot army. Our final mission is to take him down, and we end up doing so because we're just so good at children's games over here at the Apollo the Sun channel. Honestly, well, Supercharger's boss is so much better. I just think this one's so much more memorable, to me at least, probably because it sucked. And the Supercharger's boss was actually really cool, and I love it with all my heart.
You didn't really think this was over, did you? You can...
So we beat him, and the Fist runs away because Adam's family was cool before recent events. As the Fist runs, Chaos watches his robot empire crumble around him, and Glumshakes comes in for the save to get him the hell out of there, because he's just like that, and he'll never stop being like that, because he's the best character in fiction, no discussion. And as they escape, they crash, and boom, game ends, Chaos is on the loose again, but you know what? I don't think he's ever gonna be a problem, like, for a third time, because, like, why would that happen? Why? I don't know why that would happen.
Would tell an obvious lie like that. Would he? Foreshadowing is a literary device and...
So Swap Force is with a fucking right! Who the fuck are you? No, this is my video!
My fucking game!
This is my video game!
Get in the fucking crate!
The crate? What's the crate? Hey! What the fuck? Let me out this bitch! Where am I?
Being the third game in this series, Swapforce brought in a bunch of new stuff to this collection of wallet-destroying video games, like a new gimmick, a new portal, new color for the base of the toys, and oh, I don't know, an entirely new developer. Yeah, with all the yearly releases of these games, it was almost impossible for Toys for Bob to develop all of them in time, so Activision brought in another Codesys studio to develop every alternating Skylanders game, Vicarious Visions. And with this increased development time and change in studio, we saw one of the biggest jumps in both graphical fidelity and gameplay seen in the entire series, with the entire game getting a facelift, from better lighting and animations to the ever-coveted and strangely previously missing jump button. It was also developed for the Codbox 360 before the Wii, with the Wii development being outsourced to another Codesys studio, Beanox, which helped with its differentiation from the other games, allowing for said facelift of graphics, in turn making the Wii game look 80 years old in comparison. I still love you though, baby, you aren't that ugly. Now enough about technical BS. Let's talk about the game itself. In this game, you fight Chaos's mummy, who is actually the main antagonist of this game. No, I'm not kidding, and she is 1,000 times more intimidating and menacing than Chaos ever was.
Congratulations, Skylanders! Once again, you have foiled one of my son's ridiculously overblown and poorly thought out plans.
Wow, your mom's kinda harsh, huh?
Are you fucking dumb?
Even when he was an Arcus robot. Anyways, blah blah, 4 elements live in harmony, and every 100 years they replenish Magic and Skylands, blah blah, Chaos's mom attacks, and then Skylanders stop her, blah blah. Holy shit, she cuts them in half! And now it's your job to stitch them back together as horrid abominations to serve your own purposes of killing sheep and collecting funny hats. That's right, Skylanders ripped off TF2.
Yes, and unnaturally serrated teeth.
I will make hat from you, little bunny.
The gameplay is about the same as all the other games. Go to level, beat up creatures, die to Chompy, wait 5 hours for your toy to stop being dead, open microtransaction toy locked gates, do toy gimmick specific minigames to get little trinkets, do some light puzzle solving, pay $200 to get all the little guys, only ever play as Magna Rise anyways, you know, standard Skylanders gameplay loop. And yet, despite this, despite being a fairly standard Skylanders game, it is held so near and dear to my heart. I love this game more than I can think to put into words.
Mesmeralda.
Okay, I guess that guy can. Yeah, as a kid, and still kinda now, I was obsessed with this boss fight. I really wish I could place my finger on it, but I would just play and replay this boss fight time and time again. I don't even think I've ever finished the game more than once, but I played it a ton just to replay this boss fight. It changed my brain chemistry forever. To this day, I remember every single word to the song, and I haven't heard it in almost a decade. Something about the song and the character of Mesmeralda really captured my child mind. Wonder why. This was my gender awakening. Other than her, the Skylanders this time were just really good. From newcomer standard Skylanders like Smolder Dash, Grim Creeper, Roller Brawl, Star Strike, and Clawbertooth.
Slobbertooth.
To the Swamp Force, making 2 new Skylanders for each element that you could mix and match with each other to make ungodly abominations, such as Stinkjet and Doom Drilla. He's my secret rapper persona.
Scared of a bunch of water and get out the rain.
Or my personal favorite, Magna Rise. Genuinely, I would go through as much of the game as possible with this motherfucker. Even though he was genuinely kinda ass, like a climber and these 2 tech types, garbage. But he was my garbage. Real quick fun fact, apparently they made all the Swap Force male, or at least gender ambiguous, so as to not create any issues with swapping female tops with male bottoms and vice versa, which I want to call transphobic, but I'm really not sure what to call this. Anyways, the game picks up at the once-a-century volcano explosion, which everyone is there to see, where Captain Flynn runs into a new character, Tessa. Together they flee from an attack and find their way to Woodboro, Tessa's hometown village. After some old people shenanigans, we learn that Chaos has some thingy that lets him turn things into big evil things, and he plans to use this on the elementals. Remember them from earlier? I sure don't. Anyways, the game follows you, going to places, doing things, stopping Chaos, stopping his mom, stopping, and I quote here, super evil Chaos, and then winning. And then there's some post-game stuff, upgrade grinding, side modes, battle modes, wave-based arena modes, all that jazz. Now this game came out at the peak of the Toys to Life craze, and thus did quite well for itself. It also came out at the time where I finally grew a second brain cell, and became fully capable of finishing and comprehending a video game, thus giving me an insane amount of nostalgia for it. This game always and forever will have a special place in my heart. Anyways, this was meant to be short, so I'm gonna hand it back to Apollo so they can actually finish this video. Swap Force, good game.
Are they gone yet? Okay. Now with that out of the way, now it's time to talk about... Now, this will be a collection of the other 3 Skylanders games I didn't play. Let's start with a brief rundown of Trap Team. So Trap Team was a game. I don't know much about it other than
Chill Bill.
And that's something even non-Skylander fans know about, because TikTok's a real app, and honestly, I don't know how to feel about that fact, because on one hand, I love it, and on the other hand, J10, because I'm a psychopath. What am I talking about? That's peak. Anyway, Trap Team's gimmick was being able to go throughout the game, trap villains in these little crystals, and play as them. There's a fat slime who likes soda, Chompy Mage, Sheep Creep, and a bad bitch. Oh, and who could forget?
Chill Bill.
Honestly, I've got no memory here. I think there was a pinata too.
Oh, now that's a big stick.
So basically, the story goes that there's another faction of the Skylanders that hold these weapons made of something called Traptanium. And a long time ago, they were used to lock the worst, most notorious villains in the Skylands in a prison. I think it was called Cloudbreak or something, which they then broke out of, being led by the Golden Queen. We defeat them and trap them again.
Due to enemy infestation. Good thing I always come prepared. And by that, I mean holding a bomb.
Yada yada, something something, Invader Zim turns purple, and what the fuck is that? So we put his ass in the Totem of Undying, and now he's good, because I would also have a change of heart if I was locked in a crystal and put at the mercy of a 7-year-old. Also, this is something I'll touch more on in the next part, but this is the game that also dropped Spyro, and introduced my Pookie Enigma. Another note that will be brought up later is the new elements. For the first time since the first Skylanders game, they have added new elemental types. Dark and light. But more on that in the next segment. Now on to Donkey Kong! Wow, I really love looking at this. On an unrelated note, now sounds like a good time for my government-mandated lobotomy. Now, I don't know too much about superchargers other than Cars, Drive, Vroom, Donkey Kong, and Bowser, and
The darkness.
So, looking back at the first cutscene here, and flip through notes, okay. So we start off with classic narration, and to be honest, Eon sounds a bit off. Maybe he's sick, or... Okay! So, turns out, this game starts with Chaos being evil. Again! Go figure. But this time, he's taken over the Skylands successfully, which is a first. He then captures everyone and locks them up and cuts our connection with the portal permanently. Why did no one tell me this game was cool as hell? Hugo stops it though, and we're reconnected, and Flynn shows that he's peak character writing.
That place, they've got great guacamole.
After we help them escape, Eon spawns out of a book and tells us that Chaos brought out the Darkness, who I think has a ton of lore or something like that. If I remember correctly, the Darkness was banished a long time ago after an incredibly long-fought war in the Skylands, and may have been the direct cause of the entire Skylanders organization getting together in the first place. The Core of Light was actually made to counter him, but now he's back because of Chaos. Let me just... It's always Richard Horvitz that does this shit! Stop fucking things up! Now, what's interesting about this game is, aside from NASCAR being the reason I have to look at this monstrosity, Glumshakes actually turns good. I haven't talked much about old Glummy in this video, but he's kind of always been reluctant to follow Chaos, but still does, because he's just a great person, /troll. He's always shown hints of being good, but this time he actually fully helps us out in the end to fight Chaos and keep him from unleashing the darkness across the Skylands, because it will doom the entire realm. Also, Glumshakes. Queer icon.
Well, Callie, I guess this is your last chance to confess your undying love for me.
I'm good.
Me too.
So after a quick fight with Chaos, we beat him and the darkness starts to manifest and tells Chaos to destroy the Rift engine so no one can stop him. But as he charges up a hollow purple, he actually betrays the darkness and flips it on to send him back, dropping a pretty hard line in the process.
Nobody tells Chaos what to do except Chaos, and that's me, and I'm him, and you're history!
And as they fly away, the game... Oh, come on.
You didn't really think this was over, did you?
So after we fight and banish the darkness again, we leave things off on a happier note than usual. Glumshanks and Chaos join the Skylanders until Chaos finds a new way to be evil. Honestly, this really does feel like an end to the games with maybe one more as an epilogue, and I think that's what Imaginators was. One last game. Honestly, when I was younger, even though I didn't play some of the later games, I still kind of wanted another one after Imaginators so I could get it and experience a new game for the first time, and got really sad when another one wasn't made. But now that I'm looking back and making this video, it sort of makes sense. But with that said, let's take a look at the final Skylanders game and wrap this section up. Now this section will be comparatively shorter than all the rest because I know nothing about Imaginators and I have no way to play it. All I know is you can make your own Skylanders and the big guys are called the Senseis. We open on the Skylanders Academy and Spyro racing Stealth Elf or something, I don't know. Then this guy with eyes comes in, and then a penguin pops up and I have no clue. But I do know that they played a really cool remix of the Skylanders theme. It turns out a long time ago, a group called the Ancients created the Skylands with something called mind magic, and now we gotta use our own to make Skylanders. Hey, look, I made my own Skylander. His name is Lunar Squire. So later on, Chaos starts to overthink? I don't know. He has a brain on a chair on his head. Why not? I'm so tired. So this causes him to go evil again and leave the Skylanders. Who would have guessed? So the Skylanders bring him a cake and he takes it inside his mansion's gate. However, it wasn't a real cake, it had jet vac in it. So he sticks his evil Chaos clones on them. You know what? Warranted reaction.
Ooh, donuts! No!
We get past them and then go to confront the brain.
It is pretty impressive when you think about it. And I do think about it.
Who are you? So, Brain turns Chaos into Goku. What is this game? How much acid was taken in the process? Okay, so we take down Chaos one last time, and then the Brain tries to make it up to us by putting him in a jar. Nah, that's the end. I'm good. I'm not talking about Crash Bandicoot, by the way. Maybe in another video, but not here. I'm done. Good night. Fuck all of you.
Pass the mic, I'm dropping hits like I'm dropping calls and conferences. I don't give a damn who I rap against. I don't need to flex. I know I'm the shit.
Oh God, here we go. It only took me 20 minutes to get to it again, but remember this line from earlier? While the appeal of the game was there, I was way more attracted to the allure of collecting all the figures, which you'll soon see it was a complete mistake. Well, yeah, I wasn't wrong when I told you it was a mistake. Activision should have worn a condom. I have a lot to say here because I've been through the trenches and I've had to look into Bouncer's dead, lifeless eyes. The way I'll lay this section out will be simple. I'll talk about the new Skylanders, the returning Skylanders, the number of side collectibles, the chase variants, and level packs. I'll also share some facts and my top 5 favorite new Skylanders, as well as gimmick Skylanders and chase variants.
And I'm Ballora. Okay, there is no real safe way to say this, so I might as well go all in. Cannibal.
So as I said in the Spyro's Adventure segment, there were 29 other Skylanders you could collect. So allow me to show my top 5 from the first game before really diving into this and going fully into insanity. 5th place is Camo. Camo is actually really interesting to me as he's part of the Forgotten 8, a group of Skylanders deemed forgotten by the community. It's funny because a lot of my all-time favorites lie within the Forgotten 8, but I'll never understand why. Like, dude, Who wouldn't want more Whamshell? As to why I like him, I'd just say his design. He's a plant dragon, and that's a really specific thing I like. Dragons are sick as hell, but make them produce watermelons, and you've got my money before you could even ask for it. Plus, he's just more aesthetically pleasing compared to fucking Bash. Spot 4 goes to Zook. What do I gotta say about him? He's bamboo with a bazooka. Hey, Bazooka is the name of me and my friend's cats.
Huh?
Anyway, cats aside, I just adore this guy. I've kind of always leaned to liking the first game plant elements because look at these guys. Minus Stump Smash. I can't help but state my absolute love for Zook. He's just so cool, and the Skylander I played the most as a kid. Number 3 is Prism Break, and I can't with him. He's just so funny looking, at the same time kind of cool at once, and it scares me I like him so much. Big Rock Guy, that's the thesis of this video. You can stop watching. He just looked so pissed. Who forgot to pay him back? I would say Stump Smash did, but honestly, if I talk too much shit about him, I'm afraid his ancient deity father Tree Rex will find me. Would say that spot 2 goes to Warnado. His lore is funny to me, and his design just doesn't give me nightmares compared to some of the others. He was taken from his nest when he was still in his egg by a raging hurricane that went on for years, and he ended up hatching in the hurricane, and through living in the hurricane, he learned the secrets of the wind element. Once the hurricane died down, he was dropped onto solid ground for the first time, and that just made him nauseous, so he spun around everywhere he went to avoid vomiting. I like that. It's just so specific, and it makes me want to do the Skylanders lore video so much more than I did before. Now, before spot 1, I want to give an honorable mention to Chop Chop for being cool and my sibling's favorite Skylander from the first game. Now, the honor of spot 1 goes to Igniter. I don't know what I can say about him other than cool. That's really the whole reason I loved him. He was a cool knight on fire with a cool color palette, and nothing can top that in a 7-year-old's brain. Also, while writing this, I had this conversation with my sibling, and I think it's funny how our favorite Skylanders are both wearing Archean armor and their pictures are opposing. Now I'm gonna give y'all a break from this glorified Watch Mojo video and talk about level packs and junk.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be jerking off a horse.
I didn't have any of these growing up, but best I can gather, you put the magic figures on the portal to help you in battle, and the level packs were DLC. For the game built around DLC. Another thing I should probably touch on are in-game variants. These include legendaries, which are black and gold recolorings of certain Skylanders. We have Chop Chop, Spyro, Trigger Happy, and oh god, who let him in? Over Whamshell? Please reevaluate. On top of this, we have Dark Spyro and the Tiny Guys. These are little sidekicks, and I just love them with my whole heart. You could never make me hate you, Terabyte. Now with that out of the way, let's get to the chase variants. In total, there are 21 chase variants, and with Spyro's Adventure, some of them don't have pictures because I just assume they were that rare or unknown. I won't have too much to say going forward. I'm only going to chime in when I find something interesting or cool because this video shouldn't be an hour long. So in order from least favorite to absolute most favorite, we got Crystal Whamshell, Glow-in-the-Dark Warnado, Red Camo, Glow-in-the-Dark Zap, and finally, at my number 1 place, Metallic Purple Cinder. Honestly, if I had this as a kid, I probably would have realized I was bi sooner.
So you were always like this?
It combines my 2 favorite things, purple and metal. Honestly, the most use I would get out of this is probably just throwing it at my brother. So, time for the stats at the end of the game. All in all, the first Skylanders game had 32 base Skylanders, 13 magic items and level packs, 9 in-game variants, and 21 chase variants, bringing the total number of figures available for purchase during Spyro's Adventures run to 75. Because plastic pollution is awesome. I would try and calculate the price to buy all of them when they first came out, but that is damn near impossible. Now on to Giants. I would say my favorite new Skylanders from this game are Shroom Boom, Pop Viz, Crusher, Fright Rider, and Swarm in that order. I mean, what isn't to like about Swarm? Big ass wasp. There aren't any new level packs here, but we did get 4 magic items, 2 cannons, a chest, and a catapult. Trust me, it's a catapult. I tried very hard to say the word trebuchet in this video. This game also introduced light cores, a set of 8 Skylanders that glow in certain ways whenever you put them on the portal. Some in-game variants were added, but nothing too much other than new little guys! Look at Thumpling! Thumpling could tell me to sacrifice 100 babies in a mirror for the aging devil, and I would. For my chase variant list, I would say 5 goes to Pumpkin Eyebrow. I like him, but honestly, he could have been cooler. They just made him all black and wear a jack-o'-lantern. Like, maybe replace the gold bits on the normal design with purple, so he had the classic Halloween colors, but honestly, I don't think it's too bad. In the same vein is my number 4 pick of Halloween Fright Rider. The colors are the same, but I just don't think they wanted to use purple because of the line of purple metallic Skylanders, but I'm not sure. This one's also glow-in-the-dark, which is pretty cool. They have done glow-in-the-dark Skylanders before, but they look like this, and I'm not sure if you've ever touched one of these, but it's a complete texture nightmare. I mean, to me at least. It may just really be me. 3 is, would you look at that? E3, hot dog, actually. I think this is something my grandparents got me, but I don't remember. It's probably rotting in the same place as my Trap Shadow and my Sprocket. He was cool, and I used to absolutely adore him. He's simple, but I like that. These next 2 spots are the same Skylanders, so I'll talk about them in the same time. The Employee Prism Break, who is gold, and I'm going to rob a previous Activision employee to get my hands on this one. And last is White Flocked Prism Break, just for the singular reason of being able to look at him and go, come. There were 8 Gimmick Landers this game, and 8 new additions, 24 returning Series 2 Skylanders, 8 Light Core Skylanders, 4 magic items, 14 in-game variants, and 4 sidekicks alongside 19 chase variants, bringing the number of new figures to collect in this game alone to 89?! And a total between the 2 games so far is a whopping 164 figures. What the hell? I think I know why the turtles are dying. Swap Force is a game I haven't actually gotten to talk about in this video because it's more of my siblings' domain. The sure hit effect is now you like skeletons to an unhealthy degree. Okay, lightning round. Because there are more Gimmick Landers in this game, I'll do a top 5 on those too. 5 Gimmick Landers in order from bottom to top go. Free Ranger.
It's time to uncage the hawk.
Magna Charge, Night Shift, Fire Kraken, and Trap Shadow. All of them are cool in their own right, and most of these are on my top 15 of all time. The swappers are just so cool in design and concept. Really, I would say that Skylander Swap Force is the peak. My favorite new Skylanders are Wind Up, which, I mean, just look at this guy. Smolder Dash, who, just look at this guy. Frino, Scratch, and Starstrike. As the games go on, I just like the Skylanders designs more and more. Like, Scratch and Starstrike are so cool. In this game, we also see the long-awaited return of level packs, with Sheepwreck Island and Tower of Time. And a gift card that gives you a hat. God, EA really did steal from them. Unfortunately, a binding vow was made, and now we have no sidekicks for the cost of level packs. And for that, someone's gotta die. Now it's time for Chase variant top 5. We got Snowder Dash, which I only like because of Smolder Dash. Metallic Red Dunebug, who I think Reagan Arataka would like very much. Third place goes to I love you, but you just text me. It scared me. I hate you. The fuck was I? Third place goes to Bronze and Gold Trap Shadow. And number 2 is again. I'm responding here and now. Where the fuck was I again? And number 2 comes from a chip bag. Purple Hot Dog was won from a contest, I think, by Frito-Lay. And if I knew that when I was a kid, I probably would have eaten too many chips. And our first place winner is Gold Firecracken, because he's just so fucking cool. If this guy was on Earth for 10,000 years, I probably could have gotten like 8 cows and somebody's firstborn for trading it. In this game, we had 16 new Gimmicklanders, 16 new Skylanders, 16 returning Skylanders, 8 new light cores, 8 new magic items, including a gift card that gives you a hat, 19 in-game variants, 19 new chase variants, with a total of new figures coming to 103, and a combined number of 276. God, my suffering never ends. Now to Trap Team. If you remember, this was actually the game that introduced 2 new elements, dark and light. Well, every other type got 2 new Skylanders and 2 Trappers in this game. These 2 elements only got 1 of each, with Nightmare and Night Knight as the Trappers, which are pretty cool plays on the words they're named on. I like the night theme, and honestly, I would have probably freaked the fuck out if I got one of these as a child. The 2 new Skylanders are less impressive to me, but they're dragons, so I'll give them a pass for their sins. Again, with the names, I think they're cool with Blackout and Spotlight. Honestly, I would have loved to see what Light and Dark Giants and Swappers would have looked like, because honestly, I think there's a lot of potential there. At this part, I would pitch some of my ideas, but I was lazy and found some really cool art on the Skylanders subreddit. The link to all these posts and their users will be in the description, because some of these concepts are really good.
Let me get a yellow babber.
Look, you got to get nothing. I'm not finna play with you. You gonna be yellow babber and your ass gonna be still hungry, so you better tell him what.
Can I get a yellow babber?
So here's a giant named Don from user JRay15, and I like the design and general aesthetic that they were going for. And in the same vein, here are 2 more giants from user Luna Lazuli, with a medieval knight named Umbra who wields a battle axe. The lore behind it is it was a suit of armor that was enchanted and came to life. That's pretty cool. They also made a light giant who's a crystal scarab beetle. Now I got some swappers from user ZeGamer3. This is Daybreak and Nightglow, and honestly, these are my favorites of the ones that I found. They give off a Greek mythos vibe, and I love that. They also drew a Voodooed Series 2 concept, and I think that's just amazing. Go check them out. Now, where were we? Most amazing top 10 clone. My favorite trappers in order from bottom to top are Gear Shift, insert joke about Atomic Heart I'm too lazy to write, Nightmare, Jawbreak, Crypt King, and of course at number 1, I've been subtly foreshadowing it since second 7 of this video, Enigma. Now, when it comes to new Skylanders in this game, I think all of them are solid, and this was actually the most trouble I had picking Skylanders out. But I narrowed it down, and from top to bottom we have High Five, Funny Bone, Blackout, Fist Bump, and Deja Vu. Again, as the games go on, I think the designs get better and more refined. I can see the lack of concept sometimes, but I really think that actually helps in a weird roundabout way. The lack of basic concepts makes them dig deeper and come up with some really cool stuff. Okay, guys, this is the part where I get excited.
Have you ever seen a grown man smile? Now you have.
So, last game, we got level packs, and well, yes, we have some here. We also have a whole ass orphanage worth of tiny Skylanders. Look at them! They're all so cute, I want to eat them. They're draining me of all the love I have in my heart, and that's not easy considering my size. Now, here's something interesting. There are only 3 chase variants in this game, so instead of a top 5 of them, we're going to do top 5 traps. No, we aren't. But quick shout out to legendary water jughead trap.
This man above me, fish react him.
The stats are 18 trappers, 18 new Skylanders, 5 returning Skylanders, 16 minis, 9 new magic items and level packs, 15 in-game variants, 3 chase variants, 55 traps, 5 crystal traps, with an all-around total of 144 new figures to collect, and a combined total between the games of 420. Superchargers is interesting. Like, there are no level packs, only 4 chase variants, and no difference between returning Skylanders and new Skylanders. And Gimmicklanders. Because they're all the gimmick. I don't think I need to say how much cooler these get for a third time, so let's just get to the top 5. My top 5 Skylanders are High Volt, Astro Blast, Fiesta, Spitfire, and Thrillipede. I really don't know what else to say here. I mean, there's really not much other than getting to a top 5 of the vehicles and making like dead meat and getting to the numbers.
Wound up biting the big one of 87? Well, I want to tell you, but I'm not sure where to go from here.
May I suggest the numbers?
My favorite cars are the Tomb Buggy, the Shark Tank, the Sea Shadow, the Crypt Crusher, and the Clown Cruiser, because Bowser is pretty cool. I genuinely have zero clue what to say about any of this. I talked about the story, and the figures lore is something I want to save for another video. So at this point, I want to give a shout out to the YouTuber Neon Batteries. Throughout the several months I've been working on this video, his videos kept appearing in my recommended, and so I gave them a shot and watched one of them, and honestly, I loved it. He's a great YouTuber and kept me entertained throughout the whole process, and honestly, I would love to do some sort of Skylanders collab with him at some point. I'll link his channel down below, and y'all go subscribe. He's a great creator and has a pretty good catalog of videos. Now to the numbers. There are 20 vehicles, 20 Skylanders, 14 in-game variants, 4 chase variants, 16 vehicle variants, and 4 magic items for a combined total of 78 figures, and a collective total of 498. Oh boy, here we go. We're approaching the end of this video. Imaginators. So, best I can tell, there are only new Skylanders in this game. There are also quite a few unreleased figures, and that's something I haven't seen before. Like, there's an unreleased Buckshot figure, and I think it just looks really cool, but like, unreleased, so. In addition to that, you could also have your custom Skylander printed and a card made for them, which I think is just really cool and something I would have gone crazy for as a child. Now on to the top 5. My favorites are Buckshot, Ambush, Mysticat, which apparently has no confirmed gender from what the fandom can tell, and I've seen a lot about them being the first non-binary Skylander, which, if that's the case, I feel so seen. Starcast and Bad Juju. So, fun fact about Starcast, he actually has a chase variant, but not many were made. If you know where I'm going with this, then you know how insane this gets. None are for sale, and from what I've seen, they may only be in the hands of 10 people. The name of the figure is Happy Birthday Ben Starcast. Now you may be asking, who's Ben? Maybe an Activision employee? Maybe someone really important to the games? Well, no. That would be Ben Brady, as in Tom Brady's son. Now, I don't know shit about football, and I really don't care enough to pretend I have any interest in it, but I also know Tom Brady is a really huge figure in the football scene. And that idea is furthered by the fact that Activision made a whole new figure just for people that went to his son's birthday party. In total, there are 20 new Skylanders, 11 villain Skylanders, 18 variants, 26 creation crystals, 3 crystal creation variants, 9 magic items, and 8 unreleased figures, for a collective total of 93 figures and a combined final total between all 6 games of 591 figures to collect. Now with that said and done, I'm tired of these fucking things!
I'm from the church 2 blocks over. Would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior, Tree Rex?
No!
So what have we learned during the course of this comically long video? That through a shared experience, you get to make a dumb video with your friends and sibling and have a lot of fun with it and stay up till 4 a.m. laughing at...
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be jerking off a horse.
When you told your sibling and partner you would sleep? Nah. Today we learned that corporate greed knows no bounds except when it comes to the things I love. Sell out already! Bring me Skylanders, Activision! And fix Overwatch! I would rather play a not broken game when I need to rot my brain with my friends. But in all seriousness, I really do hope we get some Skylanders content soon. Hey guys, I'm gonna come in real quick and tell y'all that as I was working on this, it was confirmed that we are getting Skylanders U2s. And that actually makes me so fucking happy. You have no idea. I'll be picking these things up because it's just so cool that as I'm making this big video about this property I grew up with and loved, and as I'm working on it and obsessing over it, we get new stuff. I'm genuinely so happy about this. Honestly, I love Skylanders, and it's genuinely impacted my life in a way that I don't think anything can replicate. When I look at Disney Infinity or LEGO Dimensions, I see good games and all, but I still kind of look down on them as lesser than Skylanders. I have no nostalgia for them, and I may be blinded by that, but I'll never take that statement back, as it's just what I think with my entire heart. I don't know where I would be without it, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you Skylanders, thank you Toys for Bob, thank you FGTV. No thank you to Activision! Y'all kept me entertained and changed my entire life, and thank you to the viewer watching. This took me 4 months to make, and I want to say thank you to everyone who was there to support me and work on this stupid project with me. This video is comically long, and I think it's funny how I go away for the better part of a year and return with a video longer than I would have ever thought myself capable to make. The fact that you stayed to the end is a huge compliment, and I can't thank you enough. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. My socials will be linked in the description below, and I won't ask you to like or subscribe. I just hope you enjoyed the video. It really did take me a while, but like I enjoyed working on it. It was fun. It was fun, and I'm kind of sad that it's over. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next video that will take too much time and research. Oh yeah, and go listen to Chromacopia.
Chromacopia.